Why do Americans love fake Rumi? Is it because of the translation or homosexuality? In my last video, I talked about how popular Rumi's book Masnavi is in the United States. And I said that it is the second most sold book in the United States, even right now. People really love Rumi. They often sing his poems and dance to them. But is this the real Rumi or fake one? Some people believe Rumi was a gay man who drank a lot. They say this because of his close relationship with someone named Shams of Tabriz. But at the end of this video, I will share the story with you and you will see how funny and silly this idea is. Hello again, champions. This is Araspus, and today we're going to talk about fake Rumi and real Rumi. I think if people truly knew who Rumi was, they'd absolutely love him. He is someone who can change the way you look at your life today. Let's consider the issue. Rumi himself said once, "Everyone sees me from his own viewpoint, but he is not able to really know my soul." This is one of the verses of Masnavi. Okay, and later in the next videos we will discuss it in detail. So I think the biggest problem is the translation of Rumi's work. The top translation of Masnavi is by Reynold Nicholson, a UK-born person who lived from 1868 to 1945. Many agree it's the best translation of Masnavi. It stays loyal to the original meaning of Masnavi's verses without adding interpretation. Please pay attention to what I say. Reynold Nicholson was loyal to the translation of the verses of Masnavi, but he did not add his own interpretation of the verses or the extra meaning of those verses. And in my last video, I talked about Rumi being more than just a poet. And I said he was a kind of spiritual scholar. That is why I'm here doing my best to interpret his work. If you haven't seen my previous video, you can click above to check it out. It may appear here or here, I don't know, somewhere just above my head. Okay, translation. I personally believe translation cannot be loyal to both meaning and style at the same time. Sure, I understand what you're saying. Poetry is not just about the meaning, it's about the style, the rhythm, and the melody. It is like music of words, or it's like music made of words. Nicholson stayed loyal to the meaning of Rumi's poetry, but some feel that the style got lost along the way. When you read Rumi's translated by Nicholson, it can feel more like reading a philosophical or scientific book. You get the message, but you miss out the beauty of the rhythm and the melody that make poetry so special. And that is the point. It is unfortunate that some translators who followed Nicholson's work never actually read Rumi's poetry in Persian. And that is a big problem. Instead, they relied only on Nicholson's translation and they tried to add their own interpretation of melody and style. So it is obvious that it is fabricated. However, this often resulted in a destroyed version of Rumi's original work. As a result, what many Americans read today is quite different from what Rumi's poetry truly was. Okay, so uh, let us discuss wine in Persian poetry. Rumi, first and foremost, was deeply devout and religious. So the idea of him being an alcoholic, seems out of place, honestly. When we encounter references to wine in his poetry, as well as the works of the other Persian poets, we will understand its symbolic. Wine represents a state of unconsciousness, but not in the usual sense. It is very important. It's about being free from worldly attachments, uh, like possessions, like relations, and responsibilities. When you're unconscious from all these belongings, you can connect more deeply with the divine. This is what I think. Okay? Similarly, Rumi often speaks of dance as a form of a spiritual expression. It's not like about choreography or scale, like dance of Michael Jackson or Elvis Presley, because they knew exactly what they're doing. Okay? Uh, Instead, it's about an inner movement that manifests outwardly. Think of the spontaneous joy and excitement of a soccer player scoring a goal, or a computer programming of solving a programming bug, or a mathematician solving a mathematical problem. That burst of energy and movement comes from within, without conscious control. Rumi's dance is like that, spontaneous, heartful, and deeply spiritual. So, now let's revisit the meaning of that story I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Some folks might think Rumi was homosexual, and that is because they support LGBTQ rights. They admire Rumi for that. And they point to Rumi's frequent expression of love for Shams, another man. Shams is another man, okay, Shams of Tabriz, as evidence. But here's the story. Once, when Rumi was in Konya, he was, well known as a respected religious leader with many students. And one day he was passing on his horse. An old man approaches him, and that old man was Shams of Tabriz. The old man asked Rumi a question, and that is the question: who is greater, the Prophet Muhammad or Bayazid Bastami? Bayazid Bastami was a renowned Persian theologian. Rumi was taken aback and responded sharply, saying, "What kind of question is that? Of course, Prophet Muhammad is greater. He is the last prophet of God with the knowledge of the secrets of the earth and the skies. And why would you ask this kind of stupid question?" The old man, who was Shams, then responded, "Then why did Prophet Muhammad say, 'Whoever knows himself will know the God of himself', while Bayezid Bastami said, 'How great and clean is my soul and my existence'?" When Rumi heard these words, he fainted. Can you believe it? He fainted and he fell off his horse on the ground. Shams' statement about Bayezid Bastami rang through him. It reflects a deep and complex philosophy of unity of existence. If you don't know that much about Bayezid Bastami, I will provide a link from Wikipedia in the description below. After Rumi regained consciousness, he instructed students to leave him be and go and find an old man. By old man, I mean Shams of Tabriz. From that moment, Shams became Rumi's teacher, revealing to him the hidden secrets of mysticism, knowledge, and love for God. That is why Rumi speaks so fondly of Shams, as he was the one who illuminated Rumi's path. Over time, Shams departed from Rumi's life, and despite Rumi's efforts to find him again, he was unable to do so. And their love was not like what some may think. It was similar to the love between a devoted son and a cherished father. That would be great if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit the like button below. In the next video, I'll kick things off with the first verse of Masnavi. And thanks for watching, and peace out.